Hi, my name's Paul Cresswell. Welcome to Paul's Tackle Reviews. The purpose of this channel is to give you some reviews of tackle and fishing equipment that's been out on the bank, tried and tested by an unbiased, unsponsored angler, and that's me. As I say with all my videos, just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but I'll try and give you all the information so you can make your own mind up. Today I'm looking at what I wear in winter and my winter clothing choices. I fish all year round, whatever the weather, other than I'm not prepared to break ice nowadays as I'm getting on a bit. I've done it in my younger days. But quite often I'm the only person on the lake. It's freezing cold, it's slinging it down. I'll be there, I'll be the one who's fishing whenever I get the chance to go. I've tried lots of clothing over the years and lots of different winter clothing, and I've had winter suits made by both Pro-Tack and by Sundridge, and they are big padded suits you couldn't wear in summer. They are for winter only, but I've never quite got on with them. I've always found them really cumbersome. They kind of restrict your movement a little bit, and I think you could get too hot in them. If you've got one of the big padded coats, you don't need a lot of layers underneath, so you can get very warm. And the other problem is, if you then take the coat off and you haven't got a lot of layers on, maybe it warms up, then you haven't quite got the balance right between the amount of clothing and the temperature. So my setup is I wear the same stuff I wear in the summer and then add different layers to that. I do have a couple of items of heated clothing, and when I put the short video on in a minute, I'll give a mention of those. And there are separate videos of some of the items that you're going to see, and I'll try and reference them in the narrative over the video. So I didn't quite know how to do this, so I've started with me in my base layer. Not a pretty sight. I'm certainly not Callum Dix as he's shown in his base layer, but then I slowly, one by one, put each layer on. I'll show you what they are, I'll tell you what they are, and then you can see me in my final winter setup. So let's play the video. Here we start with me in my base layer. So I've got a thin base layer top and some bottoms. I got both of those from Marks and Spencer's, so not specialist angling clothing. I then put my usual t-shirt on. I've had this t-shirt for well over 10 years. It's been out hundreds of times on the bank, and it's my kind of normal layer in the summer without the base layer on. Very cool, cooling kind of material for when I'm fishing. Next, I'm putting on my tracksuit bottoms. Again, these are the same ones that I wear during the summer without the base layer underneath. I've had them a really long time. We're now moving on to my heated gilet from Vulcan Sports. There is a separate video about this gilet. I've had this a couple of years now, a fantastic piece of kit. It has 3 different heat settings and it warms at the back and on your neck. The thing with this kind of clothing, it needs to be fairly close to your body. That's a size large. I buy a size large for all my clothing. It's nice and tight to keep me warm. I've now got my Hulken Hunt bib and brace. Again, separate video available. So this is the same as I wear in the summer. If it's very hot in the summer, I'll ditch the tracksuit bottoms and just sit with my boxers underneath that. But I wear it all year round, flap across the front with Velcro to keep any drafts out. I've now got my Matrix all-weather hoodie, again a separate video done on this. It's quite a heavyweight item of clothing. It does have some waterproofing properties. I use it all year round. Very comfy, adds a real good level of warmth. It's got a waterproof pocket in there. You can see the zip at the top. It's also got a couple of hand pockets and a hood on the back. As you can see, I can still move. I've not had my flexibility restricted. Next, we're on to the heated socks I use. These are from a company called Blazewear. There's the button that you turn them on. Again, separate video to look at those. And I've got some neoprene wellies that I picked up. I think they were from Aldi. They were only 20 quid. I've had them a couple of years and they're fantastic. So I put the socks on and then put the boot over the top, and then you'll see that I kind of roll the top of the socks over the top of the wellies to kind of prevent any drafts, make it all secure. The buttons then available, and you can see me in there. I'm not going to go fishing like that. Of course, I'll then roll the leg down on the bib and brace, and there is a Velcro fastening, not a zip, to mean that they're not flapping about. A lot of time, that's plenty of layers, but I do think you need to keep your neck and your head warm. I've got a neck gaiter, or a snood as I believe they're now called. I've had that over 10 years. God knows where I got it from. But there's plenty out there, branded and tackle manufacturer branded and unbranded. But they are great for just keeping the drafts out around your neck. Very comfy to wear. And then I'm moving on to the hat. I've had this hat for years. It's a Thinsulate fleece kind of hat. I bought it from Marks and Spencer's, I think. It's got a peak at the front, which I like because you need to keep the sun out. And then also it has a grey panel that folds down and can come over your ears at the back, so that you've got them protected from the wind, minimal exposure. And I can also put the neck gaiter up over my face. I'm now on to my little gloves. These are anti-arthritis compression gloves that I got off eBay, and it's about 2 pairs for a £5. I've been using these for a couple of years. They're really good. Obviously, the ends of your fingers are still out, so that's still great for baiting up and all the delicate tasks, but the rest is covered, and they do help when you ship in the pole as well. Really easy to use, machine washable. We're getting towards the end now, and we've got my Halcon Hunt pole jacket. This isn't a padded jacket, it's the standard Gore-Tex jacket that they sell. It's a windproof jacket. It is a pole length jacket, so it doesn't come down over your bum, it kind of comes down to your waist, but with the bib and brace at the back, you don't have any drafts around the back. It's got a nice secure zip, and there's also another Velcro panel that you can flap over the zip as well to keep chills out and to keep the rain out. You can take it further than that, and you can create quite a bit of cover for your chin and your nose. The wrists have got adjustable straps, so tension them up to make sure you don't get any drafts or water going up your sleeves. I can then put the hood from my hoodie over the top if I want, or I can then put the hood from the waterproof jacket. and it has a useful little flap that you can put over the end of your peak cap to keep it in place. Zip it up, nice and comfy, very warm, no real restrictions on movement. I can do what I like. That's my clothing setup. Hope you found that interesting, stroke useful, and seeing me in my base layer wasn't too traumatizing. It's taken me a number of years to get the perfect setup, and when I go fishing with what you've seen there, I don't get cold. Obviously, heated boots are an absolute fantastic thing. Sorry, the heated socks. And I've always suffered with really cold feet, and I even have a second set of batteries for those days that are really cold, so I can fish all day with them on. The heated gilet, again, not something I put on every time I go. It is quite a nice layer anyway, but if it's a cold day, what I've started doing is turning it on low or medium for the whole afternoon. The battery will see me through until it gets dark, and then I pack up. The one bit of me that still gets cold is my hands, and I haven't found the perfect solution. So those little gloves that I wear improve the situation, but the ends of your fingers are still out. When it's very cold, when maybe they get wet, it can be difficult. If anybody's got any brilliant winter hand warming solutions, that will be great, that also allow you to put baits on with your fingers. And I've tried neoprene gloves and all of those, and where I'm at with those small gloves is the best I've found so far. If you've got any questions about anything you've seen, put it in the comments. I'm always grateful for any comments and questions that we get. If you want to give me a thumbs up and a like for the video, that's fantastic. If you want to subscribe, you'll see all the other videos and get automatically notified. There are over 50 videos now, lots to go and see on my YouTube channel, more coming. Until next time, tight lines.